100 games, 10 games a day. Indie of the Year 2013 Top 100 sponsored by Desura on IndieDB. Vote for your favorites at IndieDB.com.
After Reset, developed by Black Cloud Studios, is a sci-fi, post-apocalyptic role-playing game inspired by the original Fallout, Baldur's Gate, and PlanetSide Torment. Planet Earth, 132 years after the Reset, the thermonuclear apocalypse that ended human civilization. Around one-third of the globe is covered by the Yellow Zones, where the ruins of cities are covered with radioactive dust. In these areas, anarchist survival groups have taken control, where uncontaminated food and water are valued on the par with human life. Another third of the Earth is in agony from the Red Zones, the epicenters of the deadly anomalies that arose as a result of the nuclear chain reaction in the atmosphere and the morphing of the planet. The majority of life is not capable of surviving in the Red Zones. That makes them a perfect home for mutants. The planet is unrecognizable. The game will feature a post-apocalyptic atmosphere, a non-linear storyline, and hardcore mechanics in the best traditions of D&D and Special. Keep an eye out for After Reset.
Archblade is being produced by Codebrush Games and currently has no yet set date of release. Experience a fighting game in a multiplayer online battle arena style. Archblade is a free-to-play multiplayer action game in which users take sides and fight against other teams. Players choose one of several characters, each with their own unique fighting style and action combos. Archblade captures the essence of combo-based fighting games like Street Fighter, combined with the FPS-style match system. Rather than pressing a single key mindlessly, use skills. Players will need to pay close attention to their character and their opponent's moves in order to perform a combo, as well as block and avoid attacks, all happening in real time. This game brings me back to the old school style of Mortal Kombat, all of those games, all those fighting games, and I really am looking forward to this game. I think you guys should really go and take a look at it as soon as it releases. Stay tuned for it as well, because I'm probably going to be covering a little bit about it as well.
Cradle, a game developed by Mojo Game Studios, is currently in a pre-alpha state with no release date set as of now. Cradle is an open-world adventure in an immersive fantasy setting full of action and exploration, featuring a one-of-a-kind combat system. The story of an outcast who stumbles into the center of an ages-old struggle between humanity, nature, and the gods. Cradle presents you with a striking narrative set in a breathtaking world. It features a groundbreaking, fast-paced system for melee-driven combat by your intent and purpose. When you attack in Cradle, it is not a stand-in for a random number generator. The actual strike of your weapon is what determines the damage. Cradle's highly responsive attack and movement systems provide unprecedented control and fluidity in player movement and combat. In Cradle, you fight with your wits and your reflexes, not dice. Keep an eye out for a release of Cradle.
Deep Space Settlement is a 4x real strategy game focused on empire building and grand-scale space battle. It is currently in development. Build your interstellar empire, gather resources to power your empire's economy, trade resources between star systems and players, customize your ships, build giant capital ships supported by an armada of smaller, more maneuverable ships, create fleets, unlock new technologies, unlock new ship abilities for an XP-based system, defend from invaders and conquer new star systems, solo or multiplayer gaming, and high modding capabilities. You are part of a multi-generational mission to colonize distant regions of space. Your journey brings you to a star cluster rich in resources and lightly populated. Or so it seems. Your goal is clear. Set up a space settlement and thrive. Whether you choose to make allies or conquer through supremacy is up to you. IndieDB places this as the 100th best indie game. Galaxial is a 2D space strategy game that features a sandbox mode allowing the player to explore, colonize and conquer planets in a vast randomly generated galaxy. The game features epic battles with hundreds of ships on screen at once, and seamlessly zoom in and out to view the entire galaxy containing hundreds of colonizable planets. Drawing inspiration from games such as Sins of a Solar Empire, X3 and EVE Online, the game that allows you to take manual control of any individual ship so that the player can take part and have an even greater influence on the outcome of battles. Explore the galaxy to discover the most valuable sectors and mine resources from asteroids to build new colonies and ships to defend them. Hundreds of different modules such as weapons, electronic warfare and shield/armor repair can be fitted to ships that enhance their abilities and give them specialized roles. Research and build hundreds of different ship and module fittings to deal with the threat of ever-evolving enemy factions and raiding pirates. Full modding support for our user-made ships, weapons, items, factions, planets and colonies is available, and a unique soundtrack of over 5 hours of electronic ambient music. The game is ranked in the top 100 by IndieDB.
Kerbal Space Program was developed by Squad and was released on March 30th, 2013. Kerbal Space Program is a multi-genre game where the player can create his or her own space program. In KSP, you must build a space-worthy craft capable of flying it and its crew all the way to outer space without killing them. At your disposal is a collection of parts, which must be assembled to create a functional ship. Each part has its own function and will affect the way the ship flies, or doesn't. So strap yourself in, get ready to try out some rocket science, and have some fun at it while you're doing it. Kerbal Space Program really brings out the inner scientist in everybody, it really does. We've all had dreams of being space commanders or going to space at least. I know we have, don't lie to me because I know you have. And this game provides you with an outlet for that. You can build your own ships, no matter how wonky, no matter how funky they are. If they can get into space, you can get them into space, and you can go to space, you can go to the moon, any other planet. A lot of updates they've got out. You can go to different planets inside the solar system. You can create scientific expeditions and such, and you can collect data on other planets, which will then give you more currency to help you better each and every one of your spaceships to fly further and stay out there for longer. I would recommend this game to anybody. It currently has an IndieDB rating of 9.5.
Pixel Piracy is a side-scrolling 2D real-time strategy sandbox simulation game. In the game, you control the crew of a pirate ship. You then sail the ship over a number of sea zones, each with events procedurally generated in a roguelike fashion, while facing against pirates and other hostile forces, recruiting new crew members, keeping discipline, and outfitting and upgrading the ship, and much more. Combat takes place in pausable real time, and if the ship is destroyed or the crew is lost, the game ends, requiring the player to restart. Pixel Piracy is developed by Solidust and was released on November 26, 2013. The game has received an 8.9 out of 10 on IndieDB and is available to play on Windows. Become the most feared pirate of the 7 seas and add Pixel Piracy to your collection.
Starbound was developed by Chucklefish and released on December 2nd, 2013. Inside of Starbound, you'll encounter procedurally generated creatures and weapons, discover populated villages and abandoned temples, explore planets dotted with dungeons. Eyeball trees and treasures make use of over 100 materials and over 1,000 in-game objects to build a sprawling, modern metropolis or a sleepy cabin in the woods, and do all of it alone or with friends. Starbound lets you live out your own story of space exploration, discovery, and adventure. Settle down on a farm, hop from planet to planet claiming resources, or make regular visits to populated settlements, taking jobs and earning a living. NPCs are scattered about the worlds, offering quests and challenges for those looking for a little extra excitement in their lives.
The Steampunk League is a single-player action platformer game on the lines of old-school games such as Crash Bandicoot and Soul Reaver, revised with new mechanics to fit with our age of gaming. It tells the story of the genius Nikola Tesla and his struggle against Thomas Edison, all rewritten in steampunk sauce. Head-aching puzzles, awesome boss battles, and much more await you. Tesla's revolutionary invention has been stolen by his archenemy Thomas Edison. You must travel all around the world to get it back with the help of your comrades. Explore the most attractive cities of the Victorian Age, including New York, London, Moscow, and Paris, in this action-packed adventure. The Steampunk League is developed by Dixitasoft. The release date is still yet to be determined, but when it is released, it will be available to play on Windows and Mac. Are you ready to join the League?
The Dark Phantom: Dawn of Darkness is currently being produced by Paradise Games Studios and has no yet set release date. When criminals are running from justice and turning the world into a worthless place, a man of the night rises against them from deep down in the shadows. He is an angel of night and a voice of justice, a hero who becomes the nightmare of criminals. After having a strange incident, the Dark Phantom has lost his memory. Without remembering anything from his past, he enters a very dangerous game. Drug gangs are controlling the entire city and police operations to catch them have been useless so far. The visuals on this game are amazing. It's built off of the UDK engine, and it has an emphasis of covering and thrilling action, which we've seen so far, but the actual art style of this game just seems to bring it out a little bit more than some of those other games that we've seen. The shadows and the lighting and everything on this it just makes the game pop. It really is. It just makes it look like something that I would personally want to play and that I would personally recommend to any of my friends to go and check out. So if you guys are interested in this kind of game, kind of a dark thriller, I would definitely check this game out as soon as it releases. Stay tuned to IndieDB for that information as well.